Hey everyone, my name is Brandon Garcia and I'm a member of AI Teaching Assistant, AITA for short. Our objective for this hackathon was to make lesson planning for teachers and educators something that typically takes a few hours, something that should only take a couple minutes. And so without further ado, we'll hop right in. We're going to be creating a lesson plan as if we're a K through 12 teacher. And so today we're going to try an introduction to algebra lesson plan. We'll say the learning objective for this is to teach students what algebraic expressions are and how to solve simple expressions. And so we'll go ahead and save that. We're going to generate our lesson plan now. And something I want to emphasize while this does generate takes a moment is that while we really wanted to focus on making sure that we could take something as simple as a sentence or two and derive all the materials a teacher needs to actually go in and teach that lesson, we really felt like it was important for this experience to be very interactive so that we're not just kind of blanket generating content and sending it out, but instead we're generating baseline templates of content, and teachers are then able to come in, use their creativity and their expertise to really curate that and edit that as appropriate. So here we have our lesson plan. We'll open it up and we have this introduction section. You saw me drag up this lecture here in addition to a lecture section, and we can see that we have an introduction. Step A is to introduce a topic, explain what algebraic expressions are and why they're important, ask students what they know about expressions thus far. And then a lecture where we define what the algebraic expression is, explain different components of it, explain coefficients, and then even how to solve some simple expressions. There's also an option to solve some more complex expressions, and we even have some examples here. Something simple like 2x plus 3 equals 7, or more complex like 2x plus 3 equals 49. So another thing you'll notice here is that we can also generate, in addition to each of these components for a lesson plan, a lesson, a guided practice, an individual practice. You can also generate slides and a quiz. Now these do take a moment to generate, typically about 30 to 45 seconds. And so we're actually just going to show you those generated on another plan in the interest of time. So this is another lesson plan about Egypt. So explaining the ancient history of Egypt and the importance of kind of Egypt in that time. And so we go through, we have our lesson plan, but we also have these slides that we generated. We can actually click through these slides right here. This is all, again, generated from this initial lesson plan. We have these slides here as well that we can go through. We can open these slides in Google Slides. In fact, we can even download an audio file here and play that.
Welcome to our lesson on ancient Egypt. Today, we are going to be learning about the geography, culture, and key figures from this ancient civilization. First, we'll start by looking at the geography and climate of Egypt. Egypt is located in the northeast corner of Africa and is mostly desert. This geography...
Okay, so you get the sense. We can actually, from these slides, build a script that becomes an audio file. And let's say if the students wanted to go back and take a look at that lesson, all that content's already generated for them. And then finally, of course, we also have a quiz here that was generated from that lesson plan. Again, all from the initial sentence or two. We can download that quiz as a PDF as well. And we can see that quiz come up here. What is the location of Egypt? Alrighty. So that's a whirlwind tour. Here's another lesson plan, just an example. We have one on food chains as well. You can generate a bunch of these things. All this is, the slides are programmatically generated, images pulled from the web, of course, all programmatically as well. And then we're creating these audio files. Last thing I'll note is that if there's any section that you don't like, let's say, hey, there's this lecture section and it's not long enough or it's not specific enough, I can actually go ahead and regenerate that section. So I'll go ahead and do that. We won't wait for it to finish loading. We'll see how long it takes. But this is also, again, a really important part of that interactivity that we talked about. Okay, very last thing that I do want to mention is that this is really the core lesson planning functionality, but we also do have a bunch of other functionality where you can actually choose curriculums, basically a standardization set for you to build a lesson plan from and pull those learning objectives from, and you may see some more of that demo day. All right, thank you, everyone.